Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Hello everybody out there. I am Elder Ariaga Bar and you are now tuned in to Gocc Media. How are you guys doing out there today? Hopefully everybody is blessed and okay. Yes, we are in the place to be where you want to be tonight so you can understand what's going on real time in biblical prophecy. Yes, indeed. And I came right in from the homestead, from the garden. And, so I was grinding right there. And then I came in here. I already had my show prepared since last week. But, I got a lot going on sometimes on this homestead. So, that's just how it goes. So we out there, getting these moringa trees, duplicated. And my children planting oak trees and things like that. So teaching them how to, labor in the garden or whatever the case may be. So, yes. So I said, let me come in here. Let me throw some linen on real quick and give the people what they need. Feed the sheep. You know what I mean? So, yes, I am here and I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy to see you guys today. Like I said, hit that like button as you guys come in. Hit the like button, all right? So, tonight we're going to talk about what I spoke about last week. Last week I was saying that I was going to come on here and tell you about a story, a real story, a true story about how the Most High had mercy on our people even in the times of ancient Babylon. And I said I want to actually go into that passage. Sometimes I like to come on here, guys, and just go into the passage itself and just read to you guys like Ecclesiasticus, just different things, and break it down scripture by scripture. You know what I mean? Yes, we do the precept upon precept. We do that all day, every day. But sometimes just going through just to give wisdom, because some people, they don't actually understand how to actually go through these, this Bible or whatever the case may be. Whether you're a beginner, a Christian, whatever the case may be. So I got my Josephus tonight. I'm going to try to find the passage for you to follow along, and hopefully you get the correct version. But if you want to prepare yourself, in the event that I don't find it, and I probably should have had it okay already, but that's my fault. I'll take the blame for that. But yet and still, you're still going to have a powerful lesson, and I think you're going to learn something. Okay, so before we go into it, it's going to be because I have a few announcements. We're in the book of Josephus, and this is the one that I have. It's all beat up. I read this thing about twice. Okay, a lot of information in there. Okay, when it comes to conversion of these Jewish people out there, I mean, this is a powerful book. This is one of my favorites outside of the book of Jasher that I read in my youth when I was over there in Egypt. Okay, I was able to read this whole thing, no joke. So it's some powerful information in there. But you forget some of the stories from time to time. You do forget some of the stories from time to time. So, you have to put yourself back in remembrance. So it's going to be the Antiquities of the Jews, Book 18, chapter 9. Again, let me repeat myself. You can either pull it up on the internet. I'm going to try to get it for you as well. Or if you have the book of Josephus yourself. Antiquities of the Jews, book 18, chapter 9, starting at verse 1. Now, we're not going to go into it just yet because I have a few announcements and I do have some links to show. So, I have some links to show. I'm going to speak about that one a little later. Okay. So, but I do want to go really quick because we are getting ready for enrollments. I want to go really quick to our Hebrew and Bible Academy really quick, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to go really quick to historytimes.org, okay, because they're going to be taking enrollments pretty soon. All right, so historytimes.org, for those of you who may be new, let me bring my mic up just a little bit. Okay. For those of you who may be new to the channel, we always like to come on here and remind people who may already know or could forget, and those who may possibly be new, about our academy that we have on Sundays, Sunday mornings. So if you like to go to church on Sunday, even though the Sabbath is on Saturday, it's okay. You can come in to see why church is on Saturday on Sunday. So you won't be breaking your Sabbath. That's in your mind. Come on Sunday, and that's not the only reason why you should do it. If you truly want to learn about the Bible, come in. This is just the day that we teach the academy itself. We teach our Sabbath lessons Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, okay? We have today, Tuesday, myself, Elder Ariaga Barr, the local elder in Houston, okay? And then we have on Thursday, all right, we have Deacon Hazak. I think he's in the body of New York. And we have Elder Ramar. He comes on Patreon sometimes, and also he comes on Rumble, because there's information that, that cannot be spoken about sometimes on YouTube. Then you have Elder Karshiyar, I forgot, who's on Wednesdays, okay? The man who started this church, okay, on Wednesdays, all right, from Philadelphia, all right, Pennsylvania. And check it out. He's coming on Wednesdays, and then he comes on Fridays before Elder Amar comes on. Then he comes right back on Saturdays. Then he comes right back on Sundays to teach the Hebrew and Bible Academy, okay? So just take these notes down if you're new to our church and you really want to get a nice foundation in biblical understanding, weaning you from the milk to eventually get you to the meat, okay? With very impactful, deep lessons. So don't miss out. Check it out on my screen as you see there, okay? Don't miss out on what everybody is talking about. The Hebrew and Bible Academy is experiencing its best year ever with brand new lessons, timely news reporting. The elders of the Gathering of Christ Church would like to invite you to enroll in the next Hebrew and Bible Academy. Okay, they have one now, but the next enrollment will be December 14th, 2025. Okay? This is what you can expect. This academy's theme, all right, beyond 2025. Hope after Armageddon. Hope after Armageddon. Okay? The lessons here that we have, very powerful lessons, should I say. How Israel prepared to leave Egypt. We're not talking about the Jewish people who converted into being bloodline biblical Jews. These are two different people. There are Jewish people who are like Jews. That's what Jewish means. Living in the land of Israel. And I do not say that with any condescending. This is biblical prophecy that God said would happen. If our forefathers did not follow him, he would put a foolish nation over us. I don't have anything personal against these people. Now, I have something personal against all wickedness, whether it comes from any people, my people, any other people. But if anyone say, if these people over there say they're Jewish, they are. They are Jewish. They are like Jews only because they have a similitude of some similar things they follow. But the religion that they follow has nothing to do with Christ, the Most High God himself. And some of them over there, if not most, do not even believe in Christ as the Messiah. They profess in their books that he is in, excrement in hell. And I am not telling you anything that's outlandish. This is exactly the truth. There are biblical bloodline Jews who would fit prophecy, who would not get into the land until what you guys know is Jesus Christ himself comes back. He's going to put these people in the land because they actually need a savior, because the whole world had forgot about them, which is why they are nicknamed the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the hidden ones. Okay, everyone else is in front of them, but these people are the hidden ones, walking around like the walking dead, when really these are the kings and queens of the earth, walking around like the walking dead. Right? So that's the difference. These were the people who were in Egypt that Moses led out. Okay? How Israel prepared to leave Egypt. The wilderness. How Israel lost Jerusalem. Josephus. Ishmael, the silent enemy of the Israelites. The Arabs, whom I lived among my whole life, in Babylon and outside of Babylon. I have now, as a young man, lived in the truth longer than I lived on this earth. I've been able to live longer in the truth than I lived on this earth, and when it's time, or when it comes to judgment. And that's a blessing. So now one day I can look at it and say, hey, this is all I know. This is what I was born into. Right? In my youth, I understood the curses and why they are there. But guess what? God has blessed me now to live longer in the truth, you understand, than I was living in the world when it comes to when sin starts to count. Okay? What a blessing. Jews, an in-depth lesson on the synagogue of Satan, as we just spoke about. So this thing is going to be totally hammered, and you're not going to come out of there without understanding the history of the whole world, who all the people are in the Bible. You're going to understand the things that are not taught in the Christian church today, okay? You're going to understand those things, all right? So make sure that mic is good for you guys. We also have AI technology. AI technology. And the days of Noah. This technology, you're going to find out, is nothing new under the sun at all. It is really just the same technology during the times of Noah and before then. They can present anything as if they just found it out or something like that. Now, I'm not saying that certain things were not lost after the flood. They had to recollect some of this technology, and they would get it through the worship of gods or fallen angels that God himself created before they took on their dark form. You learn about all of these things in our Hebrew Bible Academy. On top of that, you get not just the biblical lessons, you get Hebrew that God intended for us to speak, not the Yiddish that the Jewish people speak today. Okay, with the vowels and all that, all right? You also get news that is not readily available on YouTube from the teachers of the Most High themselves. All right? We are not racist. I don't care if you're white, Asian, East Indian, whatever the case may be, Arab. We do have to speak history to explain for people for understanding. But I don't care if you, whatever religion you're in or whatever God you're following, you can turn away from him. We will put you in the water to be baptized to save you from your sins. Yes, we speak about your people and the evil that they do. but we also do it to ours first. The Bible says, woe to them which call good evil and evil good. Don't think that just because you get baptized in our church, we're not going to speak the truth of what your people are doing against our people. We will also speak first about what our forefathers have, how our forefathers have sinned. If our forefathers didn't sin, your forefathers would not be over us. So it's nothing personal. Okay? It's just family business at the end of the day. But if you want to get your soul saved, you're in the right place. I'm going to tell you. No one else, except for a few people, are going to tell you what's going on in the earth today. That is just the facts. All right? Now, just for the time's sake, it is 3 months. Okay? And it's $150, okay, for the whole course. Nothing you're going to go into debt with. It's going to support our church in the works. And you're going to be able to get a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from this. Now, I'm going to say this. Let me see here. It's going to be on Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via private Ustream link, and is not to be shared. This is for you because you are searching out your soul and salvation. This is not for you to share with your whole family. This is more of a student type of platform, like a school. If you miss it on Sunday, excuse me, if you miss it on Sunday, the lessons are recorded, okay? Just so I can put it out there, just so you can understand that. If your family wants to get in, let them support our church and the hard work that goes in to bringing this forward by being studious themselves, because there are tests that comes with it, okay, to test your knowledge on what you've learned, so that the next academy, if you have to take the next academy again, because there's always something new that comes out in every academy. They change the lessons from time to time to keep it new. And you never know with our teachers what comes out. There's something like, this is, when you get into this walk, you'll understand something. Sometimes a teacher is teaching a lesson that he planned and the Holy Spirit takes it to something totally different. And us teachers understand that. Okay? So, you get the PDF booklets. All right? You get the PDF booklets to go along with the lesson. All right? So, that's what I want to put out there. And don't forget, one more time, you can go to historytimes.org. So, I'm not sipping no wine. I'm just sipping a little water. All right, just so you know. All right. So, let's start our lesson. Check it out, guys. It's so much going on in the world today. So much going on in the world today. And we, as a people, we seem to not get it. And it's not a blame. We think that every time there's a storm or this or that every time it's just the devil. But everything that goes on in the earth when it comes to death and life, the Most High allows it. He can stop whatever he wants to stop when he wants to. You understand? And he can allow what he wants to allow. It's just like a parent who has children in the home. They have been being very lenient on them to a certain degree, giving them a certain freedom. Still having those expectations, because who much is given, much is required. So if the mom or the father is going to work, doing what she needs to do to provide, right? The kids should appreciate it. And so what happened with us is that we fell from our forefathers fell from the sins, from the commandments through their sin, and it caused us to go into captivity. That's not being explained in the church, but we see a lot of things going on from time to time, and we don't think that it's the Most High trying to wake us up, trying to get us to come back to him. No different than how he sent us into captivity to all of these countries over and over and over, time and time again. And here we are again. If you read in the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 68, he said he should send us into Egypt or bondage again with ships, because Egypt is, the name is Mizraim or Matazarium in Hebrew. That, okay? So bondage is what Egypt means. All right? That's the idea of Egypt itself when the Greeks came over. We were building the country. We made it great, just like we are today in America. Who would deny that? Who would actually deny that? The so-called Hispanics, Native Indians, who were of color and are still of color. Am I saying that bright-skinned Hispanics are not the children of Israel? That's why we teach to all nations, because you never know if you're going to miss a child of Israel. Their forefather could have been black, start dealing with only white people. Obviously, the color is going to look, more pale today. Not only that, when you read in history, when I was overseas, I had information that they let me tell you, they murdered and massacred in South America and North America. When it comes to the Northern Kingdom, almost 90%. This is in their history books. Almost 90%. So, of course, they would not look exactly the same. Okay? Yes. Their body formations would change a little bit. The color would change. But we must prophesy and teach all nations. And that's not the only reason we teach all nations. Because we can't hate a nation just because they're not the children of Israel. If they want to be right, then guess what? By all means, we're going to put them in that water so they can get everlasting life. Now, I do see, well, before I go there, a lot of these storms and things that's happening, we've been speaking on it for a few weeks. And I thought I would come out with another lesson on it, because the Most High has showed us mercy. And I'm going to show some links today on why, on top of the story that I'm going to read to you today from the Josephus, a real life story that's very similar to our people today and their predicament that we're in today. And how the Most High, he still be having mercy on us. In our transition towards him. Where another person will see you and judge you, where the Most High is looking like, he's looking to see what's going to become of what you're going to do. Like a lot of drug dealers and different things. You think all drug dealers back in the days wanted to deal drugs? Some of them wanted to get in the game and get out. The Most High knew they would get caught up. I mean, King David meant well and fell to lust. We all mean well. To the pure, we learn that all things are pure. But the Most High is sometimes trying to see, how is this man or woman going to turn this around? And I'm not telling people, I don't want fools to think that. I'm telling you, it's okay for you to go out and break the law, steal, kill, sell drugs, and then come back. If you're hearing what you're hearing tonight, I'm telling you what we used to do when we were in the world, and we didn't know better according to our law. We knew better according to the law of man, but we didn't know better according to this law. We were angry. We were tired. We still are tired. So the Most High have given us mercy. Time and chance happen to all men, like it says in the scriptures. Okay? So, I also see, and we speak about it from time to time, I see Esau out there always telling us what, even though our forefathers sinned, what I notice about Esau is that they were not really saying anything until their empire started to fall. And I got to keep it real with you white people. If you don't know you're Esau or Edomites, that's who you are according to the Bible. We don't hate you. Jacob loved this brother in the scriptures, and we still love him today. But we're going to speak the facts on it, because guess what? Esau tried to kill Jacob every chance he got, because he was promised. He even linked with the Arabs to try to come against our people. He even linked with the Arabs to try to come against our people. That's your Saudi Arabians you see there today. They're really the same people that you see in Israel and the Vatican today. But the whole deal is, They're crying now all over the internet. They're doing this. They're doing that. Hey, you got to watch out for this. I'm like, man, listen, Esau is more terrified than us. We just trying to find a way to make it from point A to point B, getting a little food on the table. Esau is all on they all on the internet. Man, they doing this. Man, yeah, have you seen this? Listen, I appreciate some of the information because guess what? At least somebody's putting it out there. But it's like, are you not going to go and have a family meeting with your forefathers and sit down and holler at them? You too busy trying to live fat in your little empire and kingdom, taking our culture. Yeah, just you have some similitude of your brothers who's living in Israel. You are not the same type of white people from the ancient times. If you go and watch Vikings and little shows like that, you'll see what I'm talking about when they get in the dance. They pull a little dress. That's who you are originally. We was always fly. Don't try to tell us we didn't have no electricity. None of that. We not believing none of that. There's more than one way to get electricity. There's water. We got the young brother out there who's making gas from plastic. We had electricity. We had electricity in certain parts of the world. We did. It wasn't Benjamin Franklin. And we letting you know we don't care about what your forefathers told our children. Because it's all lies. I'm not telling my children Benjamin Franklin created nothing. Because he didn't. All he did was perpetuate what his forefathers did. Murder. My children not going to even hear in their ear Benjamin Franklin created anything. Jacob is the former of all things. When you look at the inventors list, we are there. We're not saying it to be cocky over you. But the truth has to come out. And however it comes out is however it comes out, baby. You see? You need to go and holler at your people. You need to go and sit down and have ambassadorship with your rulers if you have a problem. Instead of putting it all over the internet as whistleblowers, let me tell you, you must not know your forefathers. Your forefathers were ruthless. Whatever they want, they would go and take. So maybe you lost that side of you, and it's all good. But don't try to put fear in us when you're not going to do anything about it. It's almost like you're telling us everything that's going on, and our people are becoming afraid. You know, and you know who's more so becoming afraid? It's actually the people who are so-called woke. Running like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to solve every issue we can't solve. The Holy Spirit is with us. We can only do what we can do. You need to go and, white people, you need to go and talk to your other white people who's causing all of these problems. You go and stop them from causing chemtrails in the air. They're not going to listen to us. No matter what we say, they're giving money to all these other nations. Asian hate, Arabs, East Indians, white people. I'm taking my children to the hood sometimes, showing them where we come from. And I said, look around here. When you read the Bible, you'll understand it more when you look around here. We don't own any of these things. You don't think about it as you drive through. You're just going by, getting your groceries and doing all these things. We don't own any of it. And the only people who ICE or ICE is coming to take is Hispanics. I'm telling you, they're taking out Hispanics to bring in these other nations before AI is set all the way in. They're telling you about immigrants, but why only the children of Israel, who are the so-called Hispanics, being taken? It's only them. Look online and you tell me when you see a bunch of East Indians getting taken. They might put some AI out because they hear what I'm saying tonight to make you feel like they're taking some of them. Trust me, everything in Babylon has always been owned by the other nations. And I'm hearing on the ground personally. I'm not telling you some rumors. I am hearing on the ground in Texas, California, what's really going on. They're only taking our people. So you need you white people, you need to go and you Edomites, we're teaching you tonight who you are. Jesus is not white. And you know you're educated enough to read what burnt brass is and hair of wool. You know that. You know you guys don't have hair of wool. Come on now. You mean to tell me you're such an expert you forgot that part? Context clues. Go and talk to your people. And I know you won't, and I know you won't do anything. Because you're more afraid than our people. That's why your forefathers are trying to hit people from a satellite, hit people from afar. We go heads up. We come from the tribe of Judah. We go heads up with the giants. The only reason we're not doing that right now is because Christ told us to stand down. But trust me, nobody's going to come to me with a mask and to take mine. Nobody's going to come to me with a mask and not identify themselves just to take mine. That's why Christ said, listen, I keep something right there. If I'm teaching a show, you know how you see this stuff. So if I'm teaching a show and I hear some bumping, I stay ready to keep from getting ready. I lift that bed up and I got a whole arsenal of warfare ready. If I got to leave and I got to leave this behind, I got something in the car. See? But our God told us through his son's word. Through his son's word. Stand down. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. We have to be tested as gold being tried in the fire. But he also said, sell your cloak and get a sword. Protect your family, protect what's yours. I'll be darned if I'm rolling down the street. And I know Christ said to agree with your adversary, but nobody's going to come to me with a mask. And just, so let me tell you something, Issachar, Mexicans out there. You guys got these tattoos all over your face. Just like our people fronting as gangbangers, but nobody really wants to go to war. So why are we acting like gangbangers and getting on television and social media as rappers and all that when you're not really about that life? It's time for Issachar to come together. Maybe you're going to have to start little hidden communities and all type of stuff because, listen, they just snatching our brothers up out there. Huh? And guess, you know what's crazy? They're taking the people who even have paperwork. I'm not trying to push fear. I'm telling you the truth. So I heard just recently, my wife was talking to a Hispanic sister, Issacharite sister, who works at a gas station, and she was just crying, man. She couldn't hold it together. She said even in our little area around here, that ICE was coming around there taking people. Yeah. People who, even if they were legal, they maybe lost their green card. Even though they're legal, and they're telling them you're not going to get your green card for 1 to 3 years. So these people have to lay low, and she's saying they just going to work and coming home. And everybody's just nervous. We are in these times. And I'm going to tell my Mexican people out there what to do. My beautiful Mexican people, beautiful people. Stop the fronting, just like our people need to stop the fronting. Stop this gangbanging stuff. It's not helping you out. The music industry and the rap industry have destroyed our neighborhoods to a certain degree. If you're really about that life, it's going to be time to show it. You either going to get corn or you're going to get spiritual. I suggest you get spiritual. Oh, no. Don't ask. Somebody going to ask Brother William Abercrombie, or is he still stuck in the store? Y'all, Lord have mercy, y'all crazy. Oh my goodness, y'all got to stop it. I ain't gonna lie, I had to laugh at that. My brother, he made it out the store. If you ain't see the Facebook post, Lord have mercy, our people was goofy. Anyway, my brother's going to get some soup for his wife feeling under the weather. and he done got stuck in the store, and he was trying to make sure Esau don't come up in there with the guns up talking about, what you doing stuck in the store? Did you steal something or whatever the case may be? Lord have mercy. He had to go on live and make sure, listen, y'all know I ain't got nothing in my pockets. Father have mercy. This is the curses we live under now. Right? Anyway, so Issachar is going to have to stand up for each other. And you know another thing? I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this. The main reason why I'm saying it. A lot of the Mexicans and Issacharites, God called you Issachar, not Mexicans, just so you know. Issachar. Read in Genesis 49. The tribe of Issachar. A lot of Mexicans, not all, because a lot of them love us, but a lot of them and a lot of the northern kingdom is still racist against Judah. Still following the other tribes and still acting like they're cool with us, but not really. So our God he said that he was going to bring the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom together as one stick. So now, when they were talking about, we're not going to forget, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back. Remember when Issachar and the Mexicans were out there talking about, we're not going to forget when y'all didn't come out there and protest for us. And they were talking all of that mess. And I'm not saying this because we're looking down on them, but never talk down on your brothers. You don't know what we've been through the same thing you've been through here, if not worse. Huh? And guess what? I can speak on this. I got Northern Kingdom in me. I got Northern Kingdom in me. I have Levite in me. For sure. So I got both of the bloods in me. So I can speak on this. I can relate to both sides. You cannot, because it's just about being real. You cannot talk down on your brothers, the black, so-called black people, when Mexicans are black too. When you're reading in the book of Kings and Chronicles and all that, when a lot of the times when it's talking about the Northern Kingdom, Ahab was a Mexican. Ahab was a Mexican. He would have been a black Mexican at that time. When you guys are reading in the Bible about the Northern Kingdom, those would be your so-called Native Americans today. You had the Southern Kingdom, what people call black today, when everyone's black. Everyone mostly is black, outside of the white people who have colonized. Okay? You have Judah, which are the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indies, and the Levites, which are the Haitians. That's the Southern Kingdom. Then you would have the rest of the Hawaiians, the Cubans, the Colombians, the Mexicans, the Panamanians, all of the, you know what I mean? All of these people, the Philippines, all right, same tribe as Hawaiians. All of these people were black people. We're the same family. So today we have been divided, and we just don't know who we are. That's why we're called the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So the Mexicans were, oh, we're not going to forget about this. Guess what? Because you were acting like that in your pride, now look what the Most High is causing on you. He's allowing the devil to do to you. He's allowing you to see what happened to us in slavery. How they threw our babies to the alligators. How they raped and robbed and pillaged us too. We already went through this multiple times. It's time for you to respect your big brother Judah. The so-called black Negroes. You're going to have to do it anyway, because if you don't do it, you're just going to continue to suffer. So when you see your brothers and sisters going out there, going through this, you send them to this channel, because we talk about these topics on the regular to help them to prepare through these times. The same black brothers you're talking about, hey, we be helping our native Indian brothers out here, the tribe of Gad, when no one else is helping them, while the Edomites or white people is poisoning their waters. We're sending money as a church to our brothers and sisters who are going through it over there in Jamaica in the storms. We're not about to talk. So yeah, you guys came together with little communities and neighborhoods and all of this, but guess what? We're doing it. We're doing it. With the little that we have, and let me tell you, if we had a whole lot, we could do a lot more. But the little that we have, we're coming together. So you've been coming together. But you've been fronting. I see everybody wants us. They want the tribes of Judah and the southern kingdom to be on the front line. And guess what? We don't know if they're going to stand behind or not. Or they're going to throw rocks at us while we're on the front line. We don't know. But you better see what's going on, because according to your heart, which is your treasure, is how you're going to be dealt with. Just like Christ said, according to your faith is how you're going to be healed. So if you're out there and you're double-minded, the Most High is going to allow you to be killed. He's going to allow you to be taken. Yes, righteous people die and go to the bosom of Abraham. But if you have snake in your heart, you're going to get stepped on. You need to come and get baptized in the name of Christ and leave that Catholic white Jesus alone. With all due respect. That same white Jesus is killing you right now every day, taking you from your families. Cesare Borgia is his name. And if you want to learn more about it, all you have to do is come in our Hebrew and Bible Academy on Sundays, or you can go through our channel on A Gathering 144 and search through all of the lessons. But we don't have time to search through the lessons for you. So that's why we have that academy, because we just keep going. We just keep the work going. They want us to be on the front line talking all of this noise and all of this crap, when we are their brothers. We always looked out for them. We always spoke up for them. But we're tired of going out there protesting, getting on these streets, getting our behinds whipped, and we get nothing back. Our people tired of protesting. So get together like you always have and stop letting people take your people. That's all I'm going to say. And if you ain't ready to protect yourself, you better get some plans to stay out the way. You might want to go do the same thing you're doing in Mexico. Start some little communities in the woods somewhere and on the low. Because guess what? The sword is out. But the Most High had mercy on us. We have to have mercy and love on each other now. Huh? So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to start going through my links. Okay? I'm going to show you, because I'm active in social media, so I get this news. But first I want to start with us. And how the scripture says that women and children would rule over us. One moment. Let me get that scripture. One second. Isaiah 3:12. Isaiah 3:12. Let me get this for you first. Fair use, educational purposes only. I see why it's not playing. I'm gonna have to actually put the link here. One moment. I have you all. Make sure the volume is there. Because we take over the news now, so some of our people are putting news up now. But I thought this was very disturbing. And we can't say that Christ himself, and we didn't learn in the church that the Most High God didn't tell us to love each other, because he did. So let me get this scripture, Isaiah 3:12. Isaiah 3. Sorry, I went to Isaiah 12 itself. Oh, sorry. There we go. One second. There we go. Check this out really quick. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. Who is supposed to be the leader according to scriptures in 1 Corinthians 11? The Most High is first, Christ, man, woman, and child. We are tired of women, evil women, because we have righteous women. We're not talking, we can't include our righteous women with the evil ones. We're tired of women in the spirit of evil and Jezebel, just not admitting to the fact that they're a big part of what's going on. And we're not blaming them. But what can they do to help? Start letting the men take the role in the lead again. Because if not, you'll be left behind in your children. And what's to come? You'll be destroyed. I'm not saying that because I'm saying that. I'm talking according to scripture, how our God starts at his sanctuary with his people, I mean. He starts with the men, the women, the old folks, the children, all that, the young. What do you think is going to happen to children like this? As a matter of fact, one second. Watch this. Second Kings 2:23 really quick. Y'all know where I'm going. And I'm going to show you why I'm saying that. I'm going to show y'all. Yeah. Oh, my God wouldn't do that, huh? You ain't read the Bible to know what your God would do. And I'm hearing more women out there saying, I want somebody who's going to tell me like it is in the Bible. Not just this repetitive Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter with fake families. Black people don't have no family no more. They barely operate with the majority of their family. They come together, they be about 10, 15 people. Most black families now. The cell phone and social media have taken away our normal social lives we used to have as families and family gatherings. I'm gonna show you where I'm going here. How evil we have become. Regardless of this situation, we should never resort to this. This is where fathers will break this up. I remember back in the days when there was a fight, the men used to break it up. Now the men are getting the cell phone like little marks, little broads, recording. And I wish I could just take this big fat hand right here and just smack the crap out of them. Because, I used to beat up bullies. I used to get bullied, so then when I used to go to school in middle school, when I would see people bullying like little white kids and bullying people, what I would do, I would grab them by the backpack, and I became like Batman in school. And I was in 6th grade. I wouldn't let nobody bully nobody. I'd be like, leave them alone. I had to become a gorilla and a lion where I'm from. I know how it feels to go through this. I've been jumped. It's funny, when I got jumped, I'm still winning the fights though, but I know how it feels to get jumped by somebody's sister trying to stump me because I'm beating their brother up. And matter of fact, a lot of times it's always these big football players who had bigger size than I'm big, but I was a basketball player. We were skinny. I remember getting jumped, and I'm like, man, they just keep telling this, this dude's girl like me, and I don't like her. I'm not into this dude's girl. I don't roll like that. I never cheated on one girl I was with. I'm not a cheater. I'm not saying you bad if you made a mistake, but I have never been a cheater. We were brought up to not roll like that. Thank you, sweetheart. Right? We were brought up not to be jealous and try to take each other's girl. We just didn't roll like that in Texas. Not me. Okay, we stood on principles. But the whole deal is, I know how it feels to get sisters stumping me because I'm hitting a brother. Boom, he's falling like 10 feet away. And my stories is not Fat Joe stories. They not cap. I I just so happen to be a little afraid because I'm like, this dude big. I don't want to fight. I'm not really a fighter. But when I hit him, I'm like, man, I got a little power in this thing. I didn't realize I had all this power. And now we resorted later, and we still at the same place, especially an evil place like these murder capital places like Chicago. Check this out. Sad, sad, sad. I don't care if this lady done something or whatever. Our children should be more in line to know this is not the way to go. This is demonic. This reminds me of the Passion of Christ movie where the little kids were hunting Judas and all that.
More, but what you want, Shamar?
Fair use for educational purposes only. And religious purposes to teach our people, thou shalt love thy neighbor as you love thyself and honor thy elders. Someone could have died in this situation. The Most High had mercy on us. Don't say he didn't have mercy when he starts bringing judgment for stupid crap like this.
Shamar, look at ass. Come on. Look at them ankles, boy. Shamar, look at that ass. Junior.
Excuse the dirty language and the filthy profanity of these little demons whose parents were not there for them.
Hey, fool, don't touch my brother, fool.
Why? Don't touch me. Oh, hell no, those ankles ashy as fuck.
Look at them bitches, man.
These kids cannot be in more than late elementary or early middle school. These kids look like they in 4th to 6th grade, guys. And this is our problem. We want to talk about everybody else. But the judgment is coming on our people. The judgment is coming on our people. Yes, listen. I want to tell you something. I told you guys 2-3 years ago for the Passover, I got hit by a storm. Tore all my greenhouses down. And I'm going to tell you the type of storm that I got hit with. You can tell a demon was mad. You can tell a demon was mad. I can't stand this thing. That's how it looked. When you seen how the gate was, guys, it was formed and ripped up like it was crazy. And I don't exaggerate my stories. I know my life. I don't need to add nothing to my stories. I don't like hearing stories that's added to. So I'm not going to give you something that's added to. When I seen the gate and how it was turned and ripped, and it was like somebody like tried to pry it, I'm like, yo, this is not what a storm does. This is a demon. This was a demon. And that's what storms are anyway. For those of you who don't know in the Testament of Solomon, it's really not supposed to be any such thing of hurricanes. When I'm overseas, there's no hurricanes. There's just winds. It's like all the demons are stuck in this place where our people are. So why am I saying that? If we get tested as the righteous and we scarcely make it, what do you think is going to happen to the wicked? I'm still rebuilding some things because I have to work. I have to pastor, run my company, run my homestead. It's some things I have to take my time. I say I'm not going to stress. I'm going to rebuild as I can. But I praise the Most High through all of it. You see, one thing about me, I don't walk around caring about what people think. I am only one man. But I praise the Most High through it. All my windows, I gave you the story. All my windows was broken. I had to sleep with my windows broken. I went to a hotel. I said, I'd rather come back and sleep in my house. I had to put plastic on the window. I said, I'd come back and sleep in my house. Had glass everywhere, carpets messed up. I had to go through that. So I know what it feels like. So when I'm speaking it, I know what it feels like. I'm not speaking it sitting comfortable. I already know what it feels like. I grew up just like some of you in Jamaica, some of you who call yourselves Bushmen. I've already grown up like that. I've grown up in a shack, or what they call a shotgun, little shack house in little old Opelousas, Louisiana. That's where I come from. With chickens running around. You got to eat. My stepdad is cutting chickens. I'm running through cornfields 2-3 years old by myself. Don't tell me I don't know what it's like. So I don't ever want to hear, listen, I come from the full struggle. I see people getting shot when I was a kid with my own eyes, running home, and then I see the guy walking in front of me bleeding. I am from these curses. I am a definite Israelite. And so when I seen these things, all I knew when I was a kid is that I want to help my people get out of these situations. And I never knew what it was going to be or what it was called, but I knew that it was in my heart and my mind that one day, when I'm mature enough, I'm going to find this missing thing that's out there. I'm going to catch it somewhere in the air, wherever it is. But until then, I told God, I said, if you don't give me this truth, I'm going to go harder in the streets. I'm going to go hard in the streets. And when I say go hard, it was to the point where I thought I was going to have to start taking people out. And just anybody get in my way. Had already been in shootouts. Had already had people shooting at me. Had already hunted people down. All these, y'all know I got to give y'all these crazy stories sometimes. They're not to brag, but I'm telling you, when I come back and see this, because when we were doing this, we were not doing it because we wanted to hurt people. We were not doing it because, at least me, I can speak for myself. I'm not a demon. I just wanted to make a little money, help my boys get off the streets. Now I got one in there doing time for murder. When I left, all my boys went to prison. So you wasn't dealing with no dude, no studio rapper. We didn't believe in capping. We actually hunted the musicians down who were not rapping about their true lives, and we moved them all out the way, like what 50 Cent did. That's what we used to do. When they was on the radio, they're not really moving no birds like that. Nah. We didn't let nobody in our way. So why am I saying this? Because I've already fit all the sides. So when you hear me speaking about our people, I can relate. But what I can't relate to is evil, hatefulness. Because my mom, regardless of what I was doing out there, my mom and my grandpa and whoever was around me taught me to have honor. I don't care how much we don't like each other. Do we resort to what we're about to see here? She has a daughter and a son right there. I remember when I was just in elementary in Beaumont, Crips and Bloods circling me and Malak around. At least 20 people. Ask Malak if I'm telling a story. When I would be just a little kid on the way home, and they trying to jump me, and I'm just a little kid. So I was afraid everywhere I went. And tell somebody just keep pushing me to the point. Then when I finally get in the fight, I'm in line, for example, at elementary school. They just trying to bully me for no reason. What you see here. There must have been something in all of us that these demons knew to try to push us all away from where the Most High wanted. It had to be, because when I look back, hindsight is 2020. I'm like, now I see why people kept messing with the righteous who were already called. And even though we didn't want to fight or do nothing to people, until you push us to the point. And then I finally fight back this little boy, and I beat his behind. The principle back then, because my aunt signed for us to get whippings. If you didn't bring your homework, you get paddled. You get in trouble, you get paddled with the wooden paddle. We had to get on the wall. He took a tennis racket. Big old black man with an afro. Wow. Now, obviously, I was crying. He was a big old black man. I felt more bad for the guy who was picking on me than myself. I never forget these moments. I felt more bad for him because he was throwing up. He was throwing up. He was going through it. But he tried to pick on me, and I'm feeling bad for him. I mean, they would tear my homework up. So when I got home to my aunt, she said, "Where's your homework at, nephew?" I lied to her and said I don't have no homework because I was more afraid of them because they had gang members. Let me tell you, our neighborhoods are so evil. When we stop following the Most High, this is what we had to live in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. I got a box fan in the window in the projects. I come outside, I hear gunshots every night. When I come outside, there's a black and red flannel on the ground and with blood on it. Right in front of my doorstep. So don't ever tell me when I'm bringing this out, I can't bring it out or I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what made me who I am today. No fear. Now, I'm not a crash dummy, but you ain't coming up, pulling up with no mask and just taking mine. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I'm not going out like no chump. Now, when I come back to see this, I'm like, man, that's why fathers need to be in their households. I'll be damned if my son, I will work so hard my son don't have to go through what I went through. Now, I'm not going to spoil him. He ain't going to be no Mark. That's what the homestead is for. It will make a soldier and a warrior out of you. But I'll be damned if my children go through bullying somebody else or getting bullied. And then we crying about what the white man is doing to us. We have to fix home first. Because if not, you're going to create little nigglets.
Other bitch, Lauren. That's the dad. That's the dad.
This is so hard for me to watch. I'm not going to lie to you. I almost shed a tear, man. This was so hard for me to watch. It made me so angry.
The little kids hitting them, not the big kids. The big kids not touching them. I'm saying the little kids. I should smash that bitch on my brother. Damn! Back!
So they say the little kids are the only ones hitting. The big kids, their conscience was telling them probably not to do it. So because they got peer pressure from little children, they started to engage. Should you burn in hell forever? Should your children burn in hell forever? This is what these schools cause. When your children are going to these schools, this is what's going on. Excuse me. My mother and father, my stepfather taught me very well. When I went to school, I was a Boy Scout. I knew how to tie knots. I did those things. Kept me out of trouble. My step-grandmother was very hard on me about my homework. She would ball the papers up, make sure I come back right. All of these things, how we grew up. I go to a new school. They try to get us out of the hood. But when you're getting out of the hood, it's just a little less hood. I go to school the first day. The Crips and Bloods want to jump me. The Bloods want to jump me the first day. And I'm only in 6th grade. So I'm going through this all over again after I finally get back with my mom from Beaumont. Because a girl likes me named Kiana. I don't like anybody in the school. I'm nervous. I don't know anybody. I'm just a little kid. Just want to do my homework. They're up in there talking about filthy things. Sex and all of this. In 6th grade. In Ali Middle School in Houston. And I had a guy from Florida. He was Haitian. He was a Hoover Deuce Crip. And they were like, man, I got your back. Don't worry about it. You had every gang in that school. And they had metal detectors at that time. And we still have not changed, even though the Most High have had mercy on us. How you know it's bad. My life could have been a movie. You know it's bad when the first day they want to jump you and you ain't do nothing wrong. I don't bother nobody. I don't say anything to nobody. I'm a quiet person. But I'm like, man, I'm terrified. My mom don't know. A lot of these things I didn't even tell my mother. Because I felt I was going to be weak. So now you're not telling your mother because you don't want to go back to school feeling weak. And you're going through all of these peer pressure and all these things. When your children are in school, this is what Esau designed it for. Total evil. I bet you we want to come back to our God now because this is over and over and over and over. More demons are being let out from hell. So now you're seeing these children to attack a parent. And I know y'all probably like, Elder, can you just play the whole video? I got to go through it like this for y'all. As a spirit is letting out.
Crack,
This poor sister don't want to hit on nobody's children because she's going to go to prison and not be able to provide for her own. Because when they take it to court, they're going to say, well, you were an adult attacking children.
Hey, fool, let my homie go. Let my motherfucking homie go. Let my motherfucking
This is the children of Israel and how they want to show us. Are we all like this? Of course not. I'm bringing this out because I'm talking to my family right now. The children of Israel. To the Jews first. White people, you need to go and holler at your people, and I'm going to holler at my people. This is wrong. Where's the Nation of Islam? Where's the churches? I'm going to talk to my people. Women, you need to step aside and let the men rule again. Men, if you want to have children, you need to be there for them. And don't be sorry and weak, because this is what's going to happen. This is going viral online right now. And this is exactly what Esau needs to make us look like terrorists and criminals. And of course, we're not all like this. Not having jobs, not having proper education, dropping guns off in the neighborhoods. But we still have choices to do the best we can with our children, regardless of our situations. You need to know what's going on with your children at school. You can't just think just because they're going to school and somebody's schooling them. Yeah, somebody's schooling them, all right, on how to be evil. Because you're too busy at work and you're tired. Sit down at the table and have dinner with your children. Ask them questions. They're going to tell you yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and go do evil. I'll tell you that right now.
Be his ass, yo.
They've taken the son now, and now they're jumping the son. They're jumping on the mom. These are demons in these children now. Because the parents are not taking control of their own children. Chicago is just filled with total demonic energy now.
They working us. They working us. Damn! Damn! Oh my God!
Thank you, brother. Whatever your channel is for putting this out. The Big Player Podcast. This brother's from Chicago. I don't know or not, but I thank the brother for putting it out there, because men right now who are seeing this video are very pissed. The judgment is coming for our people. It's going to start with us, as it already is. Let's go to really quick. Man, that was hard to watch. I'm sorry to play that for you guys, but I had to play it. This reminds me of when you didn't know the truth and you're watching The Passion of Christ, those little demonic kids that were coming to Judas. And I'm going to tell you, there's a holiday in Egypt called Eid in the Muslim world. What they do is they allow the children to roam the malls and the stores. And usually what me and Yurok would do is say, hey, we're not really going to travel out on this day because it gets really wild. They had certain days we really just didn't come out because the worship of their gods gets really wild and the Arabs are really wild. I remember going to a store accidentally because I forgot that it was Eid or whatever. And guys, when I tell you it's thousands upon thousands of children, because there's so many Arabs roaming the streets. And I remember, excuse me, when you talk a lot, this is what happens. I remember going through the mall, getting some groceries for my family. I'm just trying to leave, or whatever the case may be. Egypt is really demonic. And I know Elder Ricard probably didn't go through that because he didn't really stay there as long as we did. We got to see every good, bad, evil in between. Now, there's a lot of good people there and a lot of good connections. But most of the people, I'm just telling you the truth, they don't like our people. That's the reality. You meet people who come to you from time to time and know who you are and all that, but most of the culture, they're not educated. So I'm not blaming them, but they don't like our people, and they're dealing with high demons. I'm walking out with my children, not bothering anybody, but it's a bunch of children just roaming the store, following us now, just because we're black. And my children are small at this time. Don't bother nobody. Their children would come up to us, try to say little curse words, say the B word, say F you, all this stuff. I remember rolling up to some of the Egyptians' house with my belt. I would take their children and tell them where do they live, where's your parents live. I would take them to their house and let them know, listen, if you don't discipline your child, I will. If they stick the middle finger up to my child again, we're going to have some issues. So this is what I was on. We in the stores, they chunking up the middle finger, laughing at my children. I go to the parents and let them know, hey, you need to check your children. And some of you may think, Elder, you're an angry man. I'm not an angry man. I'm gonna show you that I am nothing compared to what our forefathers was. Listen, ain't nobody touching mine. Ain't nobody touching mine. Facts. All right. So just like Christ said, you ain't getting forgiven for talking down on the Holy Spirit, which is that mother spirit. Who gonna let somebody mess with their mama? Who gonna let somebody mess with their wife or their children? Man, please. So as I'm walking out, I see security guards. And I'm saying, hey, security, these kids they're surrounding us. I'm talking about hundreds of children. I'm not exaggerating. We couldn't even go through, because if I want to go through, I'm like this woman now. It's like, I don't want to move one of these kids. That's not who I am. I'm a righteous man. And they're touching my children, playing around, touching, like grabbing the coat, playing around. Same thing you see here, that happened to me. I'm going to the security saying, hey, please somebody get, and I'm yelling, please somebody get these children. Tell them leave my children alone. I'm standing there, don't touch my children. That's how bad it was. They would not stop. Very demonic. I said, man, every time I went out for the few years, I noticed it was the same spirit. Now, and I said, okay, let me tell some other adults that's here. The Muslims don't care. Their children cut in front of you in line. I stopped all of that. When I got in line, I'm like, bro, you get to the back. I will move their behind to the back. I will move the adults to the back. And I will walk in front of them. So it came to the turning the other cheek. I'm like, nah, Christ is not talking about turning no other cheek to these Gentiles who worship other gods. If I'm treating them respectfully, and I let 10 people walk in front of me and they just keep walking in front of me, I'm never going to be able to buy my groceries. Sometimes I would go home trying to turn the other cheek, trying to get on the bus. Old ladies pushing me in my face, getting on the bus, because they crowd up on the buses. They are so wild and barbaric. And I stood there, turned the other cheek. My first year there, stressed out. Sometimes I would shed tears. I'm like, man, Father, this is what you want me to go through? This is what you want me to go through? And guess what? I was straight off the streets. So nobody can tell me I didn't humble myself, because I didn't lay a hand on anybody. People are able to lay hands on me though, so I'm like, hold up. I guess I got to learn what Christ is actually saying here. I got to really dig deep and see why Nehemiah was the way he was in the script. I have to really understand these scriptures. And so I said, you know what? I'm working 6 hours as a teacher. It takes me an hour to get to school. It takes me about 3 or 4 hours sometime to get back, for years. And then sometime I want to take a shortcut, I find another way. But then when people are getting on the bus, you got to get on the bus to be able to get home. If you miss that bus, it might take you another 3 hours to get home. I said, you know what? I had to say a prayer on this one. I'm getting on the bus first now. I am getting on the bus first now. So I didn't let it turn me to a hater and treat people different. But I realize this earth is for us. Wherever I travel, whatever I need, the Most High is going to provide it. But we're going to have to toughen up and be a little rough. And I was always tough. But I didn't want to come to somebody else's country and disrespect them. But them just to lay hands on me and disrespect me. Old women. So from now on, when the buses came, I said, you know what? It's like I'm working 12, 13 hours a day to get home now because I'm such a kind person. I always respect my elders. So I said, you know what? When the bus came, people were waiting in line. What I would do, I would wait right there, and now I turn to Debo. Now I walk in front of everybody because that's everybody walked in front of me for years. I walk in front of them and I get on the bus first. And I look, what you gonna do? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Now I didn't have that issue no more. See? So now I learned what the Most High was talking about when it comes to some of these nations. And so I'm looking at this sister like, wow, I went through this. Now let me bring you back to the story at the mall. I'm asking all of the adults. No one ever wants to do anything. They don't care if something happens to you. They told me one time I left my flat or apartment that they hung a Negro around the corner. Hung him like it was just another day. It's just another day there. Nobody's going to go to jail for murder there, for murdering a Negro. So y'all didn't know that side of Egypt, did you? You didn't know that side. Oh, yeah. If they tell you to come with them and you go, you're not coming back. So I knew not to go with them just to any little corner or anything. I'm talking about even the police. We're going to stay in front of everybody. I'm not just going anywhere. And I had to warn brothers and sisters about that, of how to operate out there. You can give police $5 and that's 20 Egyptian pounds. You're going to get in front of everybody in the line and get your paperwork done. But anyway. After I asked every adult and they grabbing my children, I'm moving them out the way like, nah, don't do that. They never stopped. So now the Judah is coming out of me. I said the next child who touches my child, unfortunately, I'm going to have to show them you don't touch mine. So now it's like you're reading the book of Jasher. They touched my child again. Laughed. All of them is around us. I can't even move. They're like ants around us. They're playing. I'm talking about like, guys, I am not exaggerating. The whole mall is like filled with children where you can barely walk. So, I'm not going to lie to you. When they did that to my child, my daughter was number like 3 years old. And they just was pushing and trying to do all of that. Because it was just like me and just a few of my children and my wife at the time. I picked the kid up. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what was going to happen from there. But I know I was going to slam that kid down. That's when I realized, okay, nobody. I'm not. This is to the point where you left my back against the wall. Before I got ready to slam the kid down, then the adults came and security came and said, I'm so sorry. No, please. They're just playing. And then they allowed us, then they moved the kids and allowed us to leave. But even as we were leaving, the kids were still coming behind us. So we had to just pretty much get on the bus and dip. How demonic the world can get, you don't know. Those same ancient spirits from ancient Egypt are still there in ancient Babylon, and now they're here. A lot of this resides in these Nimrodians, these East Indians, and that spirit of Babylon have taken a hold of our people now. So I had to bring that out there for y'all. I'm not telling you what to do, but a traveling man gained much experience. So if somebody just going there don't know how to operate, hey, I can tell you, I know I can lead you. And I'm not leading you through violence, because there's a moment in time where you get good. You say, okay, we just not going to go out on this day. And you learn how to move real smooth and you're not getting enough. People going to call you the N-word every day. But you learn how to move real smooth. But there's no fear in me with traveling. Of cops, of none of that. Okay? Cops will come and just grab my wrist. And guess what? I know a little martial arts, so I was like, you going to let me go. I'm going to listen to, and I say, okay, now I'm listening to what you're saying. You need my passport? There we go. You're not going to just put your hands on me and I ain't do nothing, though. You see what I'm saying? So, let me show you that if you think what I did was wrong, you put yourself first in my shoes and put yourself in that situation. And then put yourself in the prophet's situation here. Let's read it. 2 Kings 2:23. And he went up thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city. And I'm not telling anybody to mess with and do anything to little children. I think we can't get our own selves in these positions. We have to learn where we are, learn the atmosphere, learn the environment, and learn that, hey, you can't fight the whole world. But I'm just not going to let anybody just do anything to my children, and then they go outside afraid because daddy didn't do anything. Oh, it ain't going down like that. So these kids did less to this prophet, and the Most High sanctioned it and allowed it. Because you have to always honor the elders. And that's what I do in no matter what nation or community. Check it out. There came forth little children out of the city and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head. Just like they were messing with this lady and took a little wig off and all that. And he turned back. And Elijah was from the northern kingdom, said to be a Gadite or Manassite. But more sources say that he is a Gadite. Okay? And he turned back. Let me see. Is this Elisha? No, this is Elisha. Excuse me. Not Elijah. But he's still from the northern kingdom. Okay? So let's go back. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out the wood. Who sent the she-bears? Because what does the scripture say about if you provoke or vex the poor man? His prayers shall pierce the heavens. The Most High protects his. And he did not count this as wickedness towards this man for cursing them. The Most High, through the angels, sent bears to these children and tear 42 children of them, and went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence he returned to Samaria. Now you tell me if what I just told you is not relative to these scriptures. What I just showed you is not relative to these scriptures. There's nothing new under the sun. Demons can jump in a bunch of children. So that's why when our sisters be like, that's my baby, that's my baby. Listen, when the Most High sends judgment on your baby and you're not going to be saying that's your baby no more. We already read to you in Sirach how it talks about don't be proud to have a bunch of evil children. Get off of this thing about the flesh. It's about souls. And guess what? We preach family. We preach family. I don't put myself in no position and where I'm going around for my children to be in this position. But where I was, I had no choice. There was nothing else that I could have done. I'm not going to let them keep tugging. I don't care what you say out there. There's nothing else that could be done. And guess what? I had already lived there for years to know what I'm talking about. There's nothing else. If no one else is helping you in a foreign country, let me tell you something. Let me teach you about these people in these other cultures. May the Most High rest his soul. My deacon over there, I got a deacon over there. I'm not gonna say his name, but he remembers this story. We were going to go and bury his son, and it's deep because the laws are very different out there. And I'm going to say it the best I can, but while we were trying to do this, the Egyptians were laughing. They were laughing. They were laughing, even though he just lost his son. They were laughing and the other adults did not do anything. And you don't know what I wanted to do to those children and to those adults. I actually was dropping tears and trying to hold my tears back because I realized that we're alone in this world. Although these people worship other gods, we don't hate them, nothing like this, but I'm going to tell you something. When I saw that, I realized, I said, we're alone in this world. We travel the other world, and even when somebody dies and perishes, they still have no remorse. This brother just lost his son that me and him, I found a way going all over town with him to try to find how can we bury his son, because he passed through a health situation. And they were laughing. And so that's when I realized, I said, man, there's nothing, even though when I joined this truth, I said I can't let nothing get in the way from me finishing anyway. Not for vengeance or nothing, but just to make sure, because, man, we already living in a part of hell almost, in a sense, just to go to hell again. I'm like, man, if our forefathers would have only continued to follow our God, maybe our spirits would have came through in a different way, in a better life. Man, we went through some things out there y'all don't even know. Y'all don't know the half. Y'all hear the stories about me having to defend myself, and maybe you think I'm cool, or I don't say it to be cool. I don't like to put hands on people. But I'm going to tell you, we went through more than that. We went through more than that. So to be here, woo boy, to be here, like your rock held it down, me, my Malak, the people who Ramar, the people who are still here. Now some people don't have those type of stories. So some people can say, oh, I didn't go through that. Okay, you didn't go through that. When you live in a place long enough and you travel and go everywhere all over the place, there's something you're going to go through. I went to Europe. A man pulled a knife out on me. And we didn't do anything wrong. It's me, my brother who sings on a song to Zion, Brother Rapayala, me and my brother. And I told y'all that story, how they tried to pull a big old knife out on me and take me out. And I still walked away. So don't get it confused. I walk away. I know how to handle myself. I don't have to walk around with a pistol all day. I know how to use these, and I know how to actually do that. 1 against 6. Without being some false reality movie. I'm going to be all right. You get hit, you get hurt, but you make it out. But I know how to walk away. Because we could have took him out that night. But look what I told you when I told you that story. How that ended up. I told my brother, let's just walk away. And the next time me, him, and Ralph seen the person, he was sober-minded and he came to give us a hug. Because we thought we were going to have to beat him down on the dance floor because of what he did the night before. But he came and gave us a hug, and we looking at each other like, our hearts was like, whew. We didn't want to have to do that in front of all these people and protect ourselves. We thought because this is his place, he going to just come and still try to finish what he tried to start the other day. But no, through our peace, he actually came and said, man, y'all some good brothers. I apologize. After he just tried to kill me. So I seen both sides. Right? And that's how we're going to have to be. We're going to have to lean on the Holy Spirit to know when we need to do something, when we not. Because I'm not going to be, and I'm going to read this story. I'm not going to be like they were in the Maccabees when they were resting on the Sabbath and the Romans came and dealt with them. The other Maccabees was like, man, if we don't deal with these cats, it ain't going to be no more Israelites left. We're going to have to learn how to lean on the Spirit to make it through these times. But why did I bring this out today? To show you the Most High already had mercy on us. The judgment is coming now for the things that I've just showed you. In these different countries, Philippines, LGBT, Jamaica, a lot of wickedness, witchcraft, Dominica, with Simeon. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I have that video there. 1 second, really quick. What are they doing in Dominica? So the Most High, like he judged back then, he's going to judge again. What are they doing in Dominica? Witchcraft, as usual. Races against Judah. Races against their own. It's going to be time for you, Simeon, to come back to the Most High.
Locking people up in DR for witchcraft, bro. Look at this.
Está bueno ya. Miren, carajo, que un santuario satánico. Practicando una brujería aquí en mi municipio.
El ejército.
Brujería. Diario, mochando cabeza. Ustedes están todos detenidos. Mochando cabeza del pueblo y matando animales. Aquí se. Un santuario satánico aquí. Oye, no te me muevas aquí. No te me muevas, Jay. No te me muevas. No te me muevas. No se me mueva. Todos los días practicando brujería. No se lo voy a permitir aquí en mi municipio. No se puede.
So what you see happen on the islands right now, straight judgment. Judgment is in Philippines, Cuba, Jamaica. It's hitting these places because of the sin. It's hitting America. It hit the snap. All that. They're taking Issachar. Guys, it talked about this in Baruch. It was going to be this stuff happening all over the earth. It's happening in Africa where they locking our people up. We're here now. Let me tell you, don't worry about the movies of the doom and gloom you see in the Hollywood movies. We're here now. We're going through it now. This is Jacob's trouble now. Just like the Salem witch trials and all that, when King James was getting rid of the witches and all of that, listen, the Most High have sent the Spirit out in the earth to deal with our people. And I don't get when you people talk about, oh, you're Israelites. I don't give a damn about nobody talking about Israelites all the time. I'm with Christ. I'm here to save the righteous. Israelites, some of these brothers, they just go out there and they just throw a rock in the pond and scare all the fish away before you can get a bait to the fish. Y'all miss me with that Israelite stuff. And I'm going to tell you another thing. It's like, and this is a side note, it's like when we were in the world, we knew good music. We come in the truth. Anybody can come in now and y'all allow them to say they're a rapper. And because they saying the Most High name, the song has to go hard. That's not me. That's not the truth. I'm not saying that to say I got the best music. I won't do music if that's the case. But I'm not finna sit here and tell you just because a person saying the Most High's name, that song is good. We gotta stop that. This Israelite thing is like we lost our taste. It's some dude who was a nobody or some sister, no offense. Right? Because I'm not singling nobody out. But it's like we didn't let anybody do anything. We done with that. If you don't play skillfully, it may be good for your local feast or at a local body or something, but that don't mean that every song should be played at Pass. So no, that's not right. That is wrong. We got to stop this thing, man. Everybody want to sell ointments, like guys. Everybody got to have a body butter. Oh, I'm a herb. Everybody's not that. Can you find something else to do? Can you be a doctor? Can you be a dentist? And when you learning that, learn how to do it even when the stuff shuts down. Some people come to me with this stuff. I'm like, it's a lot of people who already does this, right? How are you any better than them? And now, if the Most High is leading you to do it, I'm not going to step in the way of anything. But I'm not going to lie to you either. And then you get mad because your people is not supporting you. We need to get out the mindset of support. If your stuff is good, you don't need support. They're going to buy it. Huh? Yeah. If your stuff is fire, they gonna buy it. You got one group of people and everybody's trying to market to just the same people just because we trying to build a community. But that's like, what food we gonna eat if everybody's selling body butters? And I'm not knocking no people. One of the main people I know who sells body butters, beautiful stuff, is Sister Kim Wiggins. I'm not knocking the people who does it, but what I'm saying is the thought process. That's all we want to do. We only want to do the same stuff. Everybody wants to rap. That's not, I'm gonna be honest. Rapping is not the best talent out there. Learn to play an instrument. We need violinists. We need, like, learn to do, like, how music is actually constructed to praise the Most High. Rapping is the easiest because all you gotta do is go in the studio and throw on auto-tune now. I'm cool with all that. I've been cool on that before the truth. I didn't care about no auto-tune before the truth. I get that people are using it as a tool, but now they're starting to see that you ain't no different than a damn robot. Like, right? It's over with. The Most High, like, listen, y'all doing the same stuff. Everybody wasn't able to get up on the stage and say, man, David, man, let me hop on the harp with you kinfolk. No. He chose David. When the Levites were singing, it was Levites. He didn't say anybody can just go up there in the tabernacle tent. I'm not trying to take anything away from our people. We're more talented than that, is what I'm saying. Sometimes you got stuff in you you're supposed to be doing, but you will just want to put that down and go rap. Just so you can get some attention and somebody can say, and they know it wasn't as good as it could have been, because you could have put more work in, or you could have did better, or you could have gained a little more experience. I didn't sit there, even though I knew, and my little brothers know, when we was in Egypt, we was all in a room in Egypt, in Brother Rapayala's apartment when they first came. Him and young Nate, his brother. It was Azel, Elder Ricar's son. It was Yahweh Lawyer's brother. Now put this out there. You never heard me put this out there. Ask them who taught them how to write music. They'll tell you. So from brotherly love, guess what happened in an apartment with Elder Ricard to Zion? Me helping Yahweh write music and then encouraging him and putting something in his spirit because he was genuine and genuinely want to learn. I didn't want to teach nobody who just want to get attention. Then look at Azel. Look at how great these brothers are today. I don't need to take credit for that. But now look how when one spirit helps one brother, and then now that spirit helps another. So me helping Yahweh to write, now Yahweh know how to write. He's cold on the mic. And now he's helping Elder come up with Zion. It's a domino effect. And now I'm listening to little brother Azel cold on the mic. I didn't go around telling people, hey, nothing. But I was going to tell them if the song was whack and you could do better. Listen, that put fire behind Azel. He was like, listen, ain't nobody never told me it's whack. Guess what? Because I'm not a man pleaser. Just because your dad is the elder, I am your brother and I'm going to tell you the truth. Everybody else is telling you what they want to tell you because they want to get close to you because of your other son. I'm like, I'm your brother. I'm real with this. I'm going to tell you something to get you better. Not to tell you that this is good if it's not good. Right? So don't try to hop on a bunch of songs with me just because you're trying to get on stage or do this and that. This ain't happening. I'm going to tell you just like that because I can see through it all. If it ain't genuine, it ain't it. All right? So that's just a side note. But let's bring it back to what we were talking about. The Most High is judging our people. He started with Hawaii. He's doing, he's allowing Satan to do all of these different things for our people to come together and to come back to their God from all of this idol worship. And if we get baptized, right? If we get baptized and we follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, guess what? He's going to lead us through this whole thing. But it ain't going to be easy. Second Ezra said, those who have faith and works will still be in danger. Danger will be all around them. But guess what? They're going to still make it through. Zion, Mount Zion is going to be being built until Christ comes back. Talking about us. You hear me saying all this good stuff, and you asking me about my deodorant. Are you kidding me? You know I love you, though. But it's on LionsHomestead.com. That's all you got out of this was deodorant, huh? It's all good. I know you're trying to stay fresh.
A nadie le voy a permitir practicar brujería aquí en mi municipio.
Ya tú sabes, llegó el ejército.
No, para el ejército.
Nadie va a estar jugando ni que con brujería. Yo no sé.
You see them Dominicans over there? Them some dark Dominicans, huh? Why the bright Dominicans be hating on their own? It's dark and bright Dominicans. They look almost like Judah over there. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. They over there doing that Santa Maria, Saint Maria. It all goes back to the worship of Nimrod and his mama.
¿De dónde? Oh, my bad. I forgot I'm an English channel. You know, Dominicans, bro, you feel what I'm saying? We the only flag with a Bible on it. Like, we got to hold that to our heart, bro, what the Bible says. You feel what I'm saying? We can't be allowing witchcraft, bro. We can't. Look, I'm a big believer. Jesus saves witches. You feel me? I was in witchcraft, all that. You know where this need to happen? In Santiago. That's where they at. Váyanse para Santiago, que ahí es que están todos los brujos y la bruja. Go, hey, I'm telling you, this is fire. You heard him, he talking about finding beheaded animals and all that. He's like, yo, we not doing that over here. Your blood rituals, your spells, your witchcraft, all that is clipped. Like, he not playing them games. Nobody got hurt. They're not abusing nobody. They went in there. They broke all the witchcraft stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Which is biblical. They destroyed it, you know.
Look at that. They went in there, broke all of the idols. What does that sound like to you? In the book of Kings. This is how you know the Most High is doing this stuff. So it ain't just about feeling sorry. We're going to help our people the best we can anyway. But when we going to get right, the Most High done showed us mercy. Oh my goodness, I'm going through it. Only time my people have fear is when they have fear of death. That's when they want to get right. He like, nah, you can't serve me just from having fear of death. You got to truly fear me. Just like these brothers and sisters right now in our church and all over the world who fears him without even seeing his son. To me, that's a special thing. Even though he called us to believe in somebody who you haven't seen, that's true belief. We got to come back to the Father. We got to come back to the Father. Boy. Boy, the Spirit is taking this where it want to take it. I tell you right now. Check this out. Check this out. 1 second. One second. Really quick. We're going to show you. All this goes back. Look at that. I'm on the wrong page again. All this goes back to the worship of Semiramis and Nimrod. Why is the Vatican named after Vatica, the goddess of the underworld? Related with the Etruscan goddess. It all goes back to ancient Babylonian worship. For those Christians who's out there who don't understand that, who's Catholic. Maybe you didn't know that. We're bringing it out for you tonight. Let's come away from these idols. All right? Really quick, I have to drop this on you really quick. Just really quick because Mr. Richard sent this to me. Truth of Vandross. I keep forgetting to put it in the other. 1 second. Check it out. In Lucerne, Switzerland, fair use for educational purposes only. In Lucerne, Switzerland, one of the country's oldest churches has introduced an AI-powered digital Jesus inside of its confessional booth. So they went from the Catholic priest straight to the beast. So this is where our people are going if they don't wake up. The miracles that it talks about in the scriptures that they're going to do in sight of man. The installation called Deuce in Machina was created in collaboration with local university. This is what you learn at the universities, huh? Researchers to explore how people connect with artificial intelligence in spiritual setting. Now it's deep because when you're looking at these holograms, if the new generation is born, they can believe that this is Jesus himself because it almost looks like a spirit. So people can actually be deceived. You can have children and say, hey man, yeah, that's Jesus. Mom's talking to Jesus. Everybody start talking to Jesus, but it's really AI. People are already having weird relationships with computers and trees and robots, and now people are talking to ChatGPT when they get lonely, just like the little love movies. So we're going to have to be really careful, because if you stay with idol worship, this is where it's going. You don't get judged now, you're going to get judged later. They're transitioning our people, taking everything from them, giving the jobs to the immigrants, so that our people, whom they forgot, they're going to say, yeah, we forgot about you, but if you still want your snap, you can take this mark of the beast and we can give it to you that way. After they find a way through their weather warfare, allegedly, to take everything from our people. So even though the Most High is allowing judgment, you have to see how this goes. The Most High is allowing judgment, but even within that judgment, they take advantage of our people. The souls that they are not allowed to take at that time. They take advantage of them through another way to eventually try to get them and their army to fight against Satan. All right? They've been bringing back your holographs of, Tupac and all of this stuff. And speaking of him, I know Deacon Quadam sent me something on him today, or some clown. I'm going to show you something on that in a second. But check it out. Look who we have here. New York Mayor Eric Adams touches down in Israel, says he served them as his mayor. Look.
Here.
Hey, look at New York. Look at y'all mayor there.
In Israel. And as I finish, I wanted to come back here to Israel and let you know that I serve you as the mayor, but I want to continue to have the title that's more important to me than anything. I'm your brother. Thank you.
Check it out. We had Floyd Mayweather. We got Young Thug. They're getting our people in tight spots and using them because Esau is very nervous that the sons of perdition have been revealed. It's true truth is coming out of who these people really are living in that land. I don't believe this brother is interested in doing what he's doing. I believe they're putting our people in tight spots and they're giving them alternatives to get out of these tight spots. Young Thug just went to prison on a RICO. He was in a tight spot. He lost everything. And now he's with the rabbis holding hands. We've never seen it to where it's Kanye, Floyd Mayweather, all of these people back to back. what that's doing psychologically to the people is making the people once again go back to sleep to believe that the Jewish people over there are in fact the people. That's what they're doing, guys. I'm telling you right now. So now when we come out speaking about this, they're going to be like, no, I just seen such and such over there with the Jews over there. Just because you've seen somebody with them don't mean that they are the biblical Jews. That's how our people think. They'll give you a reason like that. Well, I just seen him over there. Y'all, we can't be it if they over there with him. Like, are we that sleep? Are we that sleep? Man. I tell you what, boy. Let me tell you, boy, they done a number on our people. Here we go. He got, yeah, listen. Hey. Back to back to back to back. Kanye West, Floyd Mayweather, Mayor from New York, and now you got Young Thug. They're putting them in tight spots, and they're giving them one last chance of a way to get out and tell them whose side they're going to be on. Excuse me. Young Thug seeks blessings from Rabbi Yoshi. That boy named Yoshi like a Mario. Lord have mercy. Yoshi. Now you know what Yahoo means, right? It's the name of Satan. I probably need some more to drink here. Yeah, that's what Yahoo means. That's why you got Yahoo.com. It's the god of the Egyptians. That Yahweh stuff. Look at that. Uh-oh. Fair use. What is going on right now, guys? What's going on right now? Man. Elder Lawyer was just showing, I think he showed on the Sabbath or Friday what was going on. How they had Floyd Mayweather up there doing the same thing. Boy, Esau's shaking in his boots like he just jumped out of ice water. He's shaking. See, I'm not nervous about this. Whoever gonna fall and sell their soul, that's on them. But look at your boy here. 1 second. Look at this garbage. Does it have the I mean really, can they play the sound on this? Let me see. Straight coonery. LGBT coonery once again.
Niggas, I'm trail nigga. I rock nation steel nigga. Cut the head off the snake when I deal with them. So it's on like Scarface, Al Capone.
This young man, that thing came on loud. I'm sorry about that. Guys, just so you know, this guy's LGBT. This is not a rumor. This is what he is. One, he has a rose on his little, what you got there? Thank you so much. Here, you can take this one here. Let me drink the rest of that. Yeah. Gotta have your refreshments, man. It's talking, you know. This young man, I don't know if he grew up with a father or not, but he's supposed to be dissing young boy. These are just other distractions to keep our people asleep while the Most High is allowing Satan to bring the judgment and the Most High is gathering the elect to the elect. This is all this is. This is lame. The young man, he needs to repent and come to Christ. Whatever your name is out there, Little Chopper, NLE Chopper, I don't know what that means. Listen, brother, we'll baptize you and put you in the water. I'm just telling you right now. We'll baptize you and put you in the water. But this ain't it, brother. You can rap loud, you can yell on the mic, but Tupac was used to do the same thing. All right? He was used to do the same thing until he tried to get out of it and it was too late. And you got a whole choreographer dance that I ain't never seen Tupac do. Whatever you got going on, brother, it ain't it. This is crazy. This is crazy cornball. Look at these cats in the background. Since when we got brothers curving? Since when we got brothers curving? Y'all sisters be liking that curve thing. See, back in the day, sisters used to love when brothers was doing all of this little genuine type of vibe. Not genuine, can barely curve. Man. They're using the same tricks. They say, okay, Tupac is gone. We need to bring something out for the new generation. How's about we bring out NLE Chopper Pac? How's about we bring that out? Another LGBT thuggy from East Indian gangster. Huh? Yep. So they need to keep the new generation asleep because the new generation is waking up. See? Can't say the Most High didn't have mercy on us when the judgment comes. Now, Tupac, he came up on the worship, the Kemetic worship that God was a she. So, intentionally or not, he was pushing an agenda, whether he knew it or not. Because he was a young man. He still was learning. But he was being used as an LGBT thug. Just like the East Indians. I know I showed you guys their army. Where you got the East Indian general. He's walking past each person, grabbing the butt cheek. I don't know what they got going on over there. They was bending down in the army or whatever. Basic training. And he's making sure everybody's donkey is all right. And Tupac don't even know, brother, your name, your style, and I'm not talking about his rap style, but like everything he dealt with was coming from East Indians. We just know how to make it look real nice and package it up. Don't you know that the thuggies, Elder brought it out, they dealt with bandanas and all that? They dealt with bandanas. They would strangle people with bandanas and all that. I'm telling you facts. I read it to you before in this show. Look at what he says in the lyrics. God's coming, she just taking her time. This is not AI, this is facts.
Pac believed that God is a black woman, and one of my favorite songs from him, he raps.
You see that? Fair use. Huh? So, once I became a man and I really got in the streets and I realized, I'm like, I used to really love Tupac's music and I love, some of the stuff that he played before, but when you're a man, you put away childish things. I love Dear Mama, stuff like that, stuff that has like meaning to it, but he was used like everybody else. Just so y'all know. Just so people who don't want to let go of their idolatry. One second here. Let me get it. I ain't done with y'all. And I'm going to have to go into the Josephus. I'm going to have to go into this one next show because we took too much time on this. I just can't stay on too late tonight. This one's going to be, I'm going to retitle it. We're going to go through this next time. Because I can't rush through this one. I cannot rush through this one. I've given you a lot through the Holy Spirit tonight. I cannot rush through this one. Because I'm going to break it down to you. Watch. I'm going to show you. Just quickly for AI little. Just really quickly. I want you to check this out really quick. Look at that really quick. Just a quick AI overview to scan it. I don't usually use AI for my research, but really quick for the people. When you can go to any other link, you're going to see the same thing. Excuse me. Tupac means shining and Amuru means serpent. Okay? His name basically means Satan. His name means basically fiery serpent, which was Satan in heaven. Seraphim. Satan was a seraphim, the cherub that covered it, but really it was talking about the seraphim because that word serpent comes from seraphim, the serpent in the garden. There's debate about was he the cherubim, the seraphim. No, he was a seraphim for sure. We know it says that, but he was an archangel. He was a seraphim. And Most High told Moses to put a fiery serpent. Now, why do they call it fiery serpent? Because when the snake bites you, it feels like fire, like a burning sense. Like when you get stung by, you understand, a wasp or a bee or something like that. So his whole name means Satan in the Quechua language. Yes, it says this means royal or shining. But see, this is how they'll play you to make you think. But this is why the Most High gave us the wisdom of the tree of good and evil. Okay, they make no mistake why he brought out thug life. Thug life meaning Babylonian life. Kali servant worship. Because the thug life means you were a servant of Kali. Alright? Who was the serpent or the seraphim in the garden? Satan. The fiery serpent. Okay? Yeah. Quechua language of the Incas, and was chosen for the rapper Tupac Shakur to honor the revolutionary Incan leader Tupac Amaru II and a legacy of resistance. Don't forget, our people worship the idols. The Northern Kingdom came here and they were worshiping the idols. So his whole avatar was made up. All right? It didn't start with him. It started with his mother. They were Black Panthers and all that. All right? I'm gonna drop it on you. Our people have to let go of idol worship because we can't say we didn't have the truth now, and you know it wasn't mercy. So they didn't regenerated Tupac and they got NLE Chopper Pac. I ain't done yet. We getting ready to get up out of here. I wanted to bring this out as well, really quick. Just a quick search, just to show you. All languages come from Hebrew, and when you see a word put together, sometimes people try to just put things together, but no. This all goes to ancient Babylon worship. Shakur, not only in Quechua language, let's look about it in Hindi, the Babylonians. Tupac Shakur sounds like what? Shakura. So it's evil in another language too. Sometimes you can have a word that means something in one language and means something different. But no, all of this comes from even our people, the North American Indians who came over here, they were doing the worship of the Babylonians as well. Okay? Chakra can mean either mighty or powerful, used as an epithet for the deity Indra, or it can refer to the Sanskrit word for will. What comes to your mind when you deal with the will? Portals, Kali, Shiva. There's no coincidence. It ain't no coincidence. So, see, I learned a long time ago just to accept things. I'm not here to say in my brothers and sisters who join Hollywood in their mistakes. I'm not here to say in their mistakes and just be like, you guys are evil. No, I will baptize these people. But I still have to educate the people so that we can get ourselves from all of this idol worship. That's all I'm doing. I was listening to Tupac. I was listening to 50 Cent, all these people. But 50 Cent worships the 48 laws of power. And the Masonic cult. They done took down Suge Knight, Puffy. They say Jay-Z is broke now. Or they took down R. Kelly. They taking out everybody. And they're going to come for 50 Cent too. All right? So, this is what it is. They took down all the greats. Prince, Michael Jackson. They're going to take down all the stars. This is what the Most High is doing. Revelations 18 says the music will be done. There will be no more people who can play the harp or play the violin, play the drums, the piano. AI is taking over. I showed you this last week. So the wheel represents what I just showed you, which relates to the 7 main energy centers in the body known as chakras. So you have chakra, which means mighty or powerful, not in the sense of just being mighty or powerful, guys. Talking about the representation of a god or Satan himself. It just told you right here. For the deity Indra. While the meaning of the deity's name is consistent, the term chakra is used in different contexts also. As a god, chakra is an epithet for the king of gods. In Hinduism and Buddhism, meaning powerful. So Tupac's name represented Satan. He is over all these idols down here. He is over all of these fallen angels. Now you can take it how you want to. Either he was calling himself God or he was calling himself Satan. Or they put that name on him. Huh? Because you remember how he was saying he would come back like he was Christ? Let me tell you. They were pushing this the whole time. And now we don't even know if AI was writing a lot of these people lyrics. We don't even know. But you know they had ghostwriters. We don't know why they call it ghostwriters, but in a real reason. Huh? So I wanted to pull that out for you really quick. Listen, they got layers on layers on layers. And I know a lot of people want to talk about Prince. Listen, Prince was very talented. But a grown man can't be talking about Prince with LGBT. It ain't no way. I love all my brothers and sisters out there. But since I was a child, I understood what LGBT was. I'm not talking about the letters themselves. I knew that men shouldn't do certain things. Iraq showed me something the other day. And there's more stuff out there that, man, Prince, he was on some other stuff. Ain't no way y'all can just tell me that was a style back then. With a brother's butt cheeks out. He had clothes on in the front, but he turned into the back, smacking his own behind with his butt cheeks out. His bare butt cheeks. You telling me y'all men in that time You probably repented from it. Because your wife was probably telling you better not say nothing because I love Prince. But as a child, I knew that was wrong. And I'm not here to call evil good or to think I'm better. I'm just telling you. He was very talented. There was none that was so talented. But when the brothers start disappearing and stuff like that, like they saying, and they said he was straight disappearing. Elevating and doing all of this stuff. It's something different about this dude. You can call him a Jehovah's Witness all you want to. I don't believe that's what he was. He can say whatever he wants to say. When you showing your butt cheeks and you wearing a perm and you got hoop earrings, the Baphomet is present, brother. And I know all the older people probably don't like me for that. I don't care. I'm not here for you to like me. It's wrong. So just like this generation, and we calling Tupac wrong for our generation, we got to go back too. So you can't say, man, this is the most evil generation. Of course, it's the end of the world. This is the end of the world. And I'm not in this generation. That's the next children's generation. But listen, you can't try to tell them to do right, and then they go back. No, you can't say that about Prince. You can't say that about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, one of the most talented people ever. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Now it's a lot of unspoken hidden things about Michael Jackson. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings because I don't have proof on everything. But it's a lot more to that story than what meets the eye, because they saying the original Michael Jackson didn't really party like that, and that he was groomed to do certain things. So I'm not going to go into that because I really love Michael Jackson and everything he did, and get into stuff that because cloning have been around, but I can't get into and speak things that I don't know to be so true. But I wouldn't put things past a lot. But there's a lot of questionable satanic things with a lot of the great stars. That's all I'm going to say. And I think that we stay in denial instead of just accepting certain things. So all of our generation had sinful things. And all we're saying tonight is, listen, if we continue to do these things that the Most High gave us mercy, even though we rock the world and we influence the whole world through our talent, through our lack of knowledge of who we were and all of these things. So I'm giving it that too. The whole deal is we're going to continue to fall from it. That's all. That's what I'm saying. I'm not against Prince. I'm not against people who learning who they are later and saying, man, I was wrong about this. I'm not against that because I understand the rock star mentality. Sometimes people think to be the greatest star, sometimes people think you need to be a rock star. So I get it. Young Thug felt like I need to be like Prince. I need to put on dresses. I need to do things that are so outlandish and out of pocket that's what's going to get me attention and make me a rock star. Like Future did. It's a lot of people who tried to be a rock star like Prince and Lenny Kravitz and all of these people. What's his name? What's the other brother's name? Rick James. It's like they were trying to compete with trying to do the next craziest thing to be so famous, and it went too far. And I have to say, as men, let's be honest, you're not getting on the battlefield with Prince. I don't care if they said, Charlie Murphy said he dunked the basketball. Brother, you need to cover them cheeks up. I'm going to tell you straight up. You can't tell a young generation they need to pull their pants up, or tell Prince it's okay for him to have his cheeks out, and you on stage as his backup dancer. I'm good on that. So ain't no real cats around Prince told him to cover his cheeks up. That's what I'm saying. And then you try to judge other people. We're not doing that. That's wrong. So we influenced the world. We did a lot, but a lot of it had sin in it, and the Most High had mercy on us. Now it's time to come back to him. If not, the judgment is going to come. Because guess what? We was in the same boat as them. So as I'm saying what they did, we did things we didn't know. Evil things. We all were in it in our own little ways. We came back to the Most High, and we warning the people tonight, it's time for them to come back to the Most High. Yeah, we had a party, we had fun and all that. And we were still claiming, man, God loves us, because guess what? We truly loved the Most High in our minds. But we didn't know how to serve him. But we would claim him even after the little party or showtime. We would go home and be like, man, I love the Most High. I love God, whatever the case, whatever you call them. But that's all. That day is over with. No more mingling and no more being lukewarm. It's time to choose a side. So I'm not trying to downgrade or crap on your favorite star or idol or whatever you believe they are. I ain't worshiping nobody. I always looked at celebrities as normal. I'm not finna get happy because I mean, all in a bunch because I see a celebrity. I've never been like that, but I do know that the Most High has that talent within us all, but Satan ended up using it for himself. Look, somebody say, I'm 54 and I'm with you on that. Thank you. I'm not saying it so people can be with me, but it's just the truth. I mean, like, it's just the honest truth. That's all I'm saying. All right, let me see what we got here so we can get ready to get up out of here. One moment, people. And this is another thing. Excuse me. Y'all excuse me out there. Clear my throat from all this talking all day. Yeah, this is another thing right here that the Outlaws and Tupac used to talk about. The Kundalini, for a lot of people who may not know. Just in case people don't know, I'm going to bring it out. Right, really quick. Tie it all into this Babylonian worship. Check it out here. Kundalini. We got dictionary from Oxford. In yoga, latent female energy believed to lie coiled at the base of the spine. This is where you get our poor brothers in New York and wherever else they are with the conscious community, the Kemetic African Hamite belief that came from ancient Babylon. You know, it's about the masculine and the feminine, man. You got to get in touch with your feminine. We got the brother out there. What's his name with the ponytail? Who calls himself Pharaoh? What's the brother's name from New York? Who they had with Kemet on trial? No disrespect, brother. I ain't trying to make you all sensitive. What's the brother's name? Who started to believe he was Pharaoh? Like, we got Rico Mike out there. We got Rico Michael Jackson now. Who was mad at everybody because he didn't get in the Michael Jackson biopic. What was this dude's name, man? I forget his name. He had the bald head with the ponytail like the Egyptians. But and he talks with a lisp. My Pharaoh. I hope I ain't messing your song up, brother. I'm just trying to get it right. I don't want to mess you. I know you sing better than me. My bad. You know. Shaka Utmost. He shocked me to the utmost. You know, but anyway. So, you know, you had Outkast and Tupac talking about the Kundalini. Shaka Akmos. I hope I ain't saying his name wrong. You know. Shout out to Shaka Akmos. You know. Anyway. I'm not trying to start no trouble out there, brother. We do. This is what y'all believe in, but we have to tell our people that this is the worship of idols. I'm sorry to tell you. We're men. You know, the Egyptians did a lot of funny things. And what you don't know is that we ruled in Egypt under Joseph. So we were in Egypt, but we did righteous things. And our God felt the need to take us from that place because they were dealing with a lot of modern day LGBT things and the worship of witchcraft and ancient Babylonian things. So when you guys say that we come from Egypt, we do. We were living in Alexandria, Egypt, in Goshen. So you're right about that. Okay? But if you go to Egypt among Egyptians, they're going to call you the N-word. And they will laugh you and scorn you to death. If you come out there with that ponytail like that, they're going to be like, brother, what the hell are you doing? And I'm just keeping it real. Travel to Egypt and see what I'm talking about. And walk around and try to feel good as if you're Pharaoh. Man, they're going to throw cow dung at you. And I'm not trying to make fun. I'm just saying the truth. This is the truth about it. Go out there with that same concert, with that same outfit, and with your chick with the straight hair. And listen, they going to put you on TV if you want to be famous. All right? I'm just telling you the truth. Because there's a lot of conscious community, grown men who supposed to be masculine. You got to get with your feminine energy. Brother, I don't know if I want to get with my feminine energy. Because what I'm reading right here, what the Egyptians used to do, deal with their own son and all that to transfer one's spirit when he dies to his son. And in Hollywood magic, sexual magic is at the top. So the quickest way to get a demon in is to open the back door. This is what they believe. No wonder the East Indian generals is making sure that backside looks right. Because they're not telling you what they really believe in when it comes to cow dung, when it comes to the worship of these gods and goddesses out there. So I'm telling y'all some real stuff of why Nimrod was dealing with mama and how this got to Egypt. They're believing not just from the sexual part of this. Why the LGBT thing is not just LGBT for pleasure. It has something to do with demons and power. Okay? Trying to help you to balance your chakras and all this crazy stuff. Let's read about it. In yoga, latent female energy believed to lie coiled. What's coiled? Like a snake or a worm at the base of the spine. A system of meditation directed towards the release of Kundalini energy. So what they're doing is taking another man's snake and trying to wake up that snake to wake up the third eye and all of this garbage and the chakra. That's what they're doing. This is the truth, guys. This is the weirdness that we have to let go and what they're afraid and ashamed to tell you in the closet about. Why there's so many people getting arrested, caught in prison for dealing with little boys and all this different type of stuff. Yeah. I'm not making this up. This is facts. Go and look it up for yourself. A system of meditation directed towards the release of Kundalini energy. Noun, Kundalini Yoga, Kundalini Yogas. Huh? Yep. And guess who did we just read about? Who did we just read about whose name has serpent in it? Check it out. Tupac's name was Fiery Serpent, wasn't it? Shining Serpent. Like the seraphim up in heaven, who shined, who covered. Yeah. Kundalini origin. Look at this. I want y'all to check this out. So you know your elders, we not just guessing or making nothing up. I want you to check this out. This is in the Oxford Languages Dictionary here. Origin of Sanskrit. Kundalini, snake. So when these Kemetic people are talking about this Kundalini garbage, they are snakes. They are snakes, and they love snakes because we know they love snakes. Whether it's physical snakes or not, they like a snake at the back. They like that snake at that back door, and they can't tell you. That's how they get their little power, to get their little dollars until they get caught by the FBI or somebody because of molestation. And they like to be real polite about that. If you know what I mean. Conscious community. Dr. York. Dr. Malachi York. Serpentry. Believing that they are the Anunnakim and all that. That's why they're not telling you they believe that they are lizards and serpents. It's all of this has something to do with a snake. Tupac's name, the Kundalini, they believe that at the lower spine is a snake, and then another grown man putting his snake up to touch that snake. to kiss that snake, and then you're supposed to come alive and to be able to see another realm. And no, you become a demon. Look at it again. I want you to see it for yourself. Kundalini, Sanskrit, literally snake. You don't remember Tupac and the Outlaws talking about that? Is that why he was laying in the tub, letting these white boys take pictures of him in that tub with the legs open? Well, maybe we can't blame what's his name, NLE Chopper. You know. And guess what? I love the Tupac who was waking up, but the one who was asleep, we can't cut for that. Okay? Just so you know, before we get out of here. 1 second. Let me get this for you. Let's go to the Strongs really quick. In this Blue Letter Bible. Just really quick. The Strongs right here. We got the transliteration of seraph. All right. Is this what I wanted here? 1 second. 1 second. Let me get the Strongs. There we go. Got the Strongs. The Strong's definition. Seraph, burning. Remember I told you Tupac's name meant fiery serpent, shining serpent, burning, poisonous. Specifically a seraph or a symbolic creature from their copper color, fiery serpent. Huh? Serpent, fiery, seraphim. It all goes together. It all goes together, my people. It all goes together. So we're going to have to get it together. Because let me show you something as we get out of here. Isaiah 19. First off, you need to understand something really quick. God calls in Revelation America spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt because they've taken on the worship of these gods and these idols. So when I'm reading about Egypt, you might be reading about ancient Egypt. But Christ was prophesying about this in Matthew 24. This was being talked about in Baruch, 3rd Baruch. This was being talked about in 2nd Esdras. Check this out. You got to know when you're reading the scriptures of the prophecies of before and the prophecies after. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of the Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Okay? Sounds similar to what's going on with the judgment of this place right now. Babylon falling, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Nation shall rise against nation. Kingdom against kingdom. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. City against city. Kingdom against kingdom. Where was Christ talking about this from? You see it. From the prophets. That's why he didn't come to do away with the prophets. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Government shut down. SNAP going away. Food prices at an all-time high. Digital ID they're speaking about. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. There's no more counsel. The rappers are going broke. Tim Williams, Tupac was the name of an Aztec king whose name was Shiny Serpent. The devil. That's what our people did. They worshiped lizards and snakes. Just some of the stuff. Just so you know if you're just coming in. So don't. I hope you ain't trying to clean it up. I don't know if you came in late, but it's this is why our people are getting judged, because they don't want to let go of these idols. No man open his legs and take a picture in the bathtub with a bunch of men and be like, yeah, this is how we gonna do it right here. Nah, bruh. Nah. Let's read. Verse 4 says, and the Egyptians will I give over. Oh, no, hold up. We ain't finished. Destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits and the wizards. It's over with. There's no more power. That's why Jay-Z allegedly is going broke. They had to let our people go. It's over with. It's over with. That's why they're begging for the last crumbs of this place, because they're more so worried about how the people are going to look at them. Because they never really had money. They had a black card where everybody else owns everything of the elite. Everything they buy, the elite own. Just so you know, a lot of these so-called billionaire celebrities, it's people you can read and behold. Look. Let me tell you. Behold a pale horse. Why they killed my boy Pimp C? Yeah, allegedly. He came out real, like an H-Town boy. All right, H-Town known for being real. He came out like an H-Town boy, independent. He said, you don't need to put me in PC. You're not going to put me in protective custody. When you be an H-Town boy, you got to be real about it. That's what it's known down here. He read Behold the Pale Horse, 48 Laws. He was reading all these books, and he started coming out and telling about this. So what I'm telling y'all, a lot of these celebrities, it's not their money. It's not their money. It's people who's involved with this stuff will tell you that they got the chance to be billionaires, and it's not their money. They just can go spend a little card, but everything is owned by them. But they have to do certain things. He even said somebody in the family has to die for him to be a billionaire, who he loved close to him. But these days, it's over with. They're not being able to hear and see from the stars and stuff anymore. It's over with. Let's read. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hands of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Who knows if it's Donald Trump or not? Who knows? And the water shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up. And they shall turn the rivers far away. Now this one is talking more about the Nile, because we know that that's going on in actual Egypt right now when it comes to Israel dealing with Ethiopia. Okay, so you have to know when it's talking about dual prophecy, or you have to know when it's talking about one country or the next. All right, so let's go down, because this is not the part that I want. 1 second. Let's go to verse 11. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools, and the counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. Say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of the ancient kings. What are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord of hosts has purposed in Egypt. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Now, when you go to ancient Egypt, you can see some of these effects. But a lot of things that you see that happened to ancient Egypt are getting ready to happen here. No jobs. Okay? AI is coming to take the jobs. Immigrants is coming to take the jobs, because Egypt was just like a little America. Not just Egyptians were staying there. It was other nations as well. Check it out. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Judah is not in Egypt right now. It's not in Egypt right now. Okay? And everyone that make mention thereof shall be afraid of in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he had determined against it. We're going to come into some times where the Most High is moving us around this earth. And even now and where we're going to, what Judah is just not going to just stand for anything. They're not just going to let mass people come and just take them away like Issachar is doing. Okay? They're already fighting in places like Chicago against these immigrants and stuff like that. Okay? So let me jump down here. All right? Because it goes, I think this is more so staying into ancient Egypt. Okay, so I wanted to go there because a lot of things that's going to happen in ancient Egypt is going to be happening here. And then when some of our people had to be there before they go back into the land of Israel, you're going to have prophecies happening there. You understand what I'm saying? So judgment is going to touch the whole world. Judgment is going to touch the whole world, no matter where, because I think Ezra's asked the Most High that, and Baruch. It's going to be in every place. Yeah, it was in 3rd Baruch. It's going to touch the whole earth. And no matter where we are, we can't run from it. We're going to be as gold tried in the fire. Then you can go to Jeremiah 50 and 51 where it talks about Iran and Babylon. It's not talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about modern day daughter of Babylon. Okay? So I'm going to, if you guys, one second. If you guys want to call in, let me see there. If you guys want to call in on the topic of tonight's show, 979-398-5875. If you want to call in, I'm going to open the lines for a little bit. If you want to call in, 979-398-5875. If you want to call in, if not, I'm going to go get me a little workout and a little food. I have to be up early in the morning to deal with this cattle. All right. And then we're going to come back next week because we're going to just come back straight next week with this and relate how the Most High, I don't know what I'm going to title it, but I have to go into this for you guys. I have to. There's no way I can't. There's no way I can't. I have to go into it. I have to relate of how what we're going through right now, how we did the same thing in ancient Babylon. And the Most High actually had mercy on us then. So I'm staying on this topic for a little bit, but you're going to be happy about it because you're going to be able to see and understand how your God works and what he's about. When we get to the wilderness, we can't block each other. Of course, exactly. All right. One moment here. 1 second, guys. All right, I'm just making sure I didn't have any calls coming in like last week. Okay. Once again, if you want to call in before we close out, 979-398-5875. Making sure everything is good before somebody will call in. 1 second. Alrighty. One more. 1 second. Sometimes this thing tries to freeze up. All right. Alrighty. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, which I'm not complaining about. So yeah, we'll open the lines back up. We'll open the lines back up next Tuesday if it be God's will, and we will be going into that Josephus. Man, tonight was a powerful lesson, and it just shows how we have to come back to the Most High, man. Like, cause the judgment is coming. We need to look out for late 2026 and 2027. I'm watching a lot of whistleblowers and a lot of different interviews talking about that, different collapses and all type of things like that. I've heard a few people, and I'm not saying it to make people nervous. It's just what Elder Ricard was talking about in the Sabbath. Let us try our best to just really prepare, live below our means, so we can have a little room and a little cushion to make it through these times, save food, water, learning how to live off this land. Let's just do the best we can. Just come together, stay together, not worrying about silly things that don't matter, knowing what's coming upon our people in these times. Shout out to all of my brothers and sisters across the four corners of the earth. My brothers and sisters, you're still in our prayers in the different islands, Jamaica, all that. And we love you guys, and we pray that you're staying strong, because we know this thing is not over. Like, the Most High is just allowing the angels to go around and try to wake our people up, but now He has to wake them up through sternness. So, but it also tests to show the true love of brethren. You understand with the other brethren. Well, we got a call. I guess we got one call. 1 second here. Why is it not? One second. Let me call you. Let me call. I'm gonna call you right back. Why did it not just pick up the phone here? Why did it not just pick up the phone? I got you. I'm gonna call you right back. 1 second. One second, guys. I'm trying to call this person who just called them back. Let me refresh this. Okay, it says allow mic access. I mean, we already good on that. We're already good on all that. Nah. 1 second, guys. I don't like having to keep doing this the whole time. We might have to get on Zoom or something like that, cause 1 second, people. There's nothing that have changed on here. Father have mercy. 1 second, people. I want to get this caller in here, and I don't think I should have to go through all of this, but. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Why is it having these technical difficulties? Your browser might be preventing calls from ringing. It said that last time. Audio settings. Let's see here. To change this, give Google Voice permission. Listen, they change these settings every time. All right, guys. I don't know. What in the world is going on? But we gonna just get up out of here. I gotta fix that next time, cause I ain't got time for all this. Just call it next time, because whatever's going on, they don't want you to call in. It's like this thing, it can't be changing on me every single time, because I haven't changed nothing. It's like, it's deep. I check my settings before every show. I'm going to try this one more time. To see if we can get this caller back in. We're going to try this one more time to see. I refreshed everything, and we're going to see. All right, guys, we're gonna close it off. We're gonna close it out, man. Sorry about that. It ain't no need for me sitting here spending time on here live on the show trying to deal with this. Shabbat Shalom. Make sure y'all go to historytimes.org. All right, we got everything y'all need on that Lions Homestead. All right, those of you who are looking for MSM and all of that, we got the MSM up there. Okay, pure MSM. We got your black seed, your powerful deodorant spray, boric acid suppositories. All right, and for people who deal with UTIs, people who deal with yeast infections, you can look all that up. We got we got some water purification on here, and those who in the know, I can't say it on here, so you can see what's on there. And we got two types. All right, HCl activated and the other kind. All right. Nasal spray, colloidal gold, copper, silver, and we add a few more things. The face glow, lion's breath mouthwash, female herbal tea, lion's brew, my tea that I drink every day. It's finally up there, okay? Breath freshener, and we have a lot more things that's coming, all right? So stay tuned. Stay tuned, all right? And then you got the supplement site. All right, then you got the supplement site right there. KeySupplements.com, the famous KeySupplements.com for your supplements. The other site I have, I can't say it on here, but the hammer. If there's ever 2020, you can come right here, and you got some powerful minerals like that I take every day. And my oregano oil, just to show you my oregano oil here, it's not just oil of oregano. It's better than that. Okay, I'm trying to see where it is on here. I may be overlooking it. Let me see. Am I overlooking it? 1 second, let me see. I know my oil of oregano is on here. I could be overlooking it. There it goes. All right. We got the seed of strength oil for this, your little creepy crawlies. You got your vitamin C powder, your soursop. We got a lot of stuff coming on here. Your kefir grains if you want some of the top probiotics. Okay. This oregano oil here. We got organic olive oil. All right, ginger oil, peppermint, cinnamon, lemon, pumpkin seed, clove oil. I couldn't see it that well. All right, so you got all that in this oregano oil, and the thing about it is, there's no oregano like my oregano oil on earth. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not that I know of. So yeah, it's a little marketing in there, but it's the marketing truth. It's true marketing. When my children take this, if I feel like they got something coming on, or I just keep it with them on a regular, like every day. My 3-year-old, my 4-year-old, boom, a little drop. It's listen, smooth. It's no thing where, you know how you get the oregano oil, you can't stand to take it, and you like, oh my goodness, my mouth is burning. You ain't gonna deal with none of that. See, with this, you're gonna deal with straight pleasure. You're going to deal with pleasure. And I got my pure black seed oil from Egypt. And then I have a black seed oil that's dealing with extra things for the tummy. Okay? The seed of strength oil. All right. So don't be coming over here asking me how to take it. Because I can't... I can't tell you everything about that part because I had to be careful. You know what I mean? I had to be careful and obey the rules. So just wanted to put that out there really quick. For those of you who were not in here earlier, don't forget we teach Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and we have the Hebrew and Bible Academy on historytimes.org on Sunday. All right, so if you were not here, go to historytimes.org. They're doing enrollments. Okay, it's gonna start on December 14th. So go ahead and get yourself in there early. Okay, historytimes.org. All right. Peace and blessings. All right. Shalom.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book. And the truth will make you